Hi, I'm Mark Halpern, the CEO and founder of Rock Paper Photo. Rock Paper Photo is the online destination for the world's greatest pop culture photography. We sell fine art prints. Most are hand-signed, limited edition, archivally printed. And we really specialize in unique photos that you can't get elsewhere, that you might be the biggest Jimi Hendrix fan. You'll come to Rock Paper Photo, you'll find Jimi Hendrix photos you have never seen before. I knew a lot of photographers who were making a living, licensing their photo to media, and they were only really posting the photos from last night. So I knew sort of there was this incredible supply of imagery that no one has ever seen among all these photographers who just have binders or file cabinets or shoe boxes full of negatives. What we do is go into these archives and see how after 30 years have gone by, these photos have sort of ripened, if you will, and they've become relevant for all sorts of reasons, just as people's careers evolve and seeing people in a new light. Really what helps sells a pop culture photo is very often the backstory. I mean, you have to fall in love with the image, but people want to talk about the artwork that hangs on their wall. And so, for instance, there's a photo of the Beatles shot by Astrid Kircher that's actually here behind me in the gallery, where it's the Beatles before Ringo's in the band. And it's with Pete Best and Stuart Sutcliffe. And Astrid, the photographer, was actually engaged to Stuart Sutcliffe, the original bassist. And sort of what's so great about that story is the role Astrid, the photographer, played in the Beatles' early days in terms of styling them, in terms of the influence she literally had on that band when these were 18-year-old kids before they became the greatest band to ever live. Today we're sitting at the Rock Paper Photo Holiday Pop-Up. This is the third year we've done this. And the reason we do a pop-up, I mean, we're primarily an e-commerce company, but it is a craft creating these prints, having the photographers hand sign them, and it can't be done overnight. And so, while it might normally take us 2 to 3 weeks to fulfill an order, and then someone wants it framed, this is our sort of vehicle to allow people to really do holiday shopping the way that most people shop. I know it's the way I shop, last minute, so they can come in and just buy something off the wall. And as much as we successfully sell art online, there's nothing like experiencing it in person. The most important thing is the image, and it doesn't matter what medium it's captured on. I will say that the prints that are around me in this gallery, some of them, came from very old negatives, and some of them came from scans of old negatives, and the condition of those negatives and the condition, how well they were scanned, really does affect the quality of the print. And that's why Rock Paper Photo relies on a company like Digital Silver Imaging to assess these negatives and these scans, and to sort of tell us, hey, how much can we push this file? How big can we make this print where it'll still look incredible?
I started working with Rock Paper Photo a number of years ago when we first did a really critical exhibition for Christie's Auction House of some newly discovered Beatles images. And I met Mark Halpern at that event, and we started discussing what he was envisioning for Rock Paper Photo, of being really a very classy and respectable place to buy fine art photographic prints of rock and roll photography. And what we were doing really fit into their kind of clientele. They weren't printing posters, and they weren't printing cheap stuff. They really wanted to be able to sell to a clientele that would appreciate editioned work and signed work and framed work that could be then really sort of in the fine art caliber. So that was a good fit for us. Digital Silver Imaging is absolutely the go-to printer for Rock Paper Photo. They do stunning work. And it's unlike other printers, I really think it's a craft that they're experts at. There's an art to printing as well as an art to photography, and it really does take both. In order to sell fine art photography, you need to have the image, captured by a photographer, the artist, and then printed by an artist, in order for it all to come together. It captures a moment in time. I mean, that might sound cliche, but I mean, it is amazing sort of how you can look at a photo and it really takes you back, whether it be what people are wearing, or what's around them, seeing the technology in photos. We have photos of people with the big 80s cell phone and things like that. It really takes you back in time.